Well, look what we have here. If it isn't old Maple Pants. Hey?
That's an one. Maple Pants.
Yes. Monty.
That's referencing my
You got
move.
a lot of nerve. You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here again.
Nice. It took a while to get to this bar to show my face again because I live in Canada now.
Monty, it's good to have you back, mate.
Good to be back.
It's good to talk to you again. Yes, Monty, everybody. Various
Hey, everybody.
Various sound effects. You remember this guy?
A waka? What sound effects?
Oh, I don't know. I'll see what I find.
Okay.
Celebratory ones, not like.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like.
Not doom and gloom.
No, huzzah kind of gear, you know.
Oh, a bit of huzzah gear.
Yeah. So, yeah, for those who might need a bit of catching up, this is Monty. You'll remember him from the early episodes. The show was about him being a dad.
That felt like a kind of bit of a hypercritical way to do that. Like, for those of you who need a bit of catching up, fuck you. You'll remember him from the beginning. Like,
I changed tack.
I don't care about you who need catching up. You'll remember.
I did change tack halfway through the sentence there.
Yeah, there was a little kind of, zigzaggy. Well, that's fine. They will remember me. And if they don't, they'll learn to remember me.
And also, like, you know, I was started off being polite, and then I realised I don't need to be polite to any of these people.
Who are they? All six of them.
Yeah. So Monty was in Australia, was doing the pod, moved to Canada for all sorts of familial beneficial reasons. And, been kind of grinding hard as a hard-working dad.
Yep.
But now he's got his head above water and he said, I need to pod. I need to talk to the pants people. And so here we are. He's back talking at you.
I've been grinding so hard that I'm 100% more dad since I got here. I had another child.
That's right. He's got 2 going now.
2 of them on the go.
Yes. So fill us all in on the last year. Go.
All right. So I moved to Canada about 2 years ago now, I think.
Get out of here. Was it 2 years?
Time goes quick. I know, it's wild, isn't it? And then pretty promptly we had a kid when we got back here, a second child. So I now am the proud owner of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. They are great, both girls. They're great fun, and we're living the Canadian dream. Let me give you some dad highlights from the last year. Probably the most dad highlight, like everything should center around dad-wise, is we bought a tent trailer.
You did a what?
That's just we bought a tent trailer.
Tent trailer.
And it's...
Yeah.
Is that not an Australian thing? Do you know what I mean? But like a pop-up, it looks like a 3-dimensional rectangle, and you carry it behind the car, you tow it, and then it pops up into a tent. Do you know what I mean? But so it's like better than a tent, but not quite a trailer.
Other people may know what you mean. I may not know what you mean, but that might not have anything to do with the Canada-Australia divide. That might just be my ignorance.
Yeah, your camping or your tent trailer ignorance.
That's right.
In this very instance. So that
I
was
wouldn't
fantastic.
dream of buying a tent trailer. That's probably why.
Why is that?
Why? On various pods we've argued before about camping, but why camp when there's like nice hotels and restaurants around?
Well, that's the tent trailer thing. It's kind of like you want to get to those places, but why camp? You know, so it's kind of it's a step above. Also, the camping culture over here. That being said, I'm sure there is actually. I know there is a lot of good like backcountry regular hiking and camping kind of stuff. But the camping culture over here is fucking 50-foot long trailers with 2 TVs and fucking beds in there, and you take them out to the mountains and set them up for 2 weeks at a time. It's not very camping-y.
But is that conditions related? Like, because it's so fucking cold?
I mean, not fucking really. You can't when it gets that cold. Even doing that, you can't do. It's a summer game over here,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know. Like I think it's that probably getting unaffordable, but like how in the 80s, 90s, and previously in Australia, the beach house was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Canadian version of a beach house. You buy a big old trailer that you can take to different places, kind of thing. Case in point, my in-laws, they have a big old trailer. It's great fun. Go
Right.
camping with them, and we set up our tent trailer next to them, and we can go in, use their shower, look at their TV.
In the
Fantastic.
trailer tent thing.
Not in our tent trailer, in their regular trailer.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got like a king-size bed, another bed, like TV. It's huge. It's wild.
All right. Well, when we're done, I'm going to look that up because I can't even start to picture what you're talking about.
Really? Actually, I do believe that Alberta, where I am, is the highest kind of concentration of them in the world. There's a lot of them.
Alberta.
Some of the ones so when we bought this on the dad journey, we bought that tent trailer and we did an awesome first try road trip to America. We went to Montana, and some of the ridiculous trailers down there that people have. So it's the Australia, it's a grey nomad, right?
Mm.
Here it's more the snowbird concept. So people buy them and then head south for the winter kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
So you can take your big old house on wheels down to Arizona for the winter.
Right.
But yeah, some of these ones we saw in America, I saw two of them that were not pulled by trucks or cars, but pulled, well, I'm using nomenclature that's probably Canadian. They were pulled by trucks, like semi-trucks.
Oh.
So yeah, it's wild.
Were you saying trucks as in utes?
In Edmonton, Canada in general, a truck is just a quite large ute. Yes.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you could even probably transfer the word truck to your car here and people would know what you're talking about.
Your culture fascinates me.
Go on.
Well, all the extremely interesting differences.
Yeah, there is a lot of extremely interesting small differences over here. But yeah, 10 Trailer has been a great dad investment. I'm loving the kind of being a dad to a kid that's now, you're at this stage now where it's no longer just keeping them alive. Now I have to impart morals and learning on them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole new kind of thing. It's tough and fun.
I mean, making sure they've got clear airways and nutrition is a difficult job at times, but then, you realise that there's stuff beyond that after a certain point.
Yeah, but you kind of don't till you get there. At the beginning, you're focused on the airways and the breathing and the nutrition. And then you're like, holy shit, here we are now. I got to teach them about right and wrong.
Yeah, that's right. And stranger danger and all the rest of it.
Oh, I've got a great dad story. My dog got sprayed by a skunk last week.
Right. Okay. Now, that's not a problem we have in Australia. I wouldn't be prepared for that.
I wasn't prepared for that. I'm Australian. It was terrible. It was insane. First of all, so wife was putting down the girls. I was walking the dogs. Got home, was letting one dog in. My worser dog ran off. There's several things she could have ran off for in the neighbourhood. There's bunnies around.
Right. Well, she is a greyhound.
There you go. Other dogs occasionally. Coyotes, which I was hoping it wasn't that one. And skunks.
Can I just stop you there?
Oh, and salamanders.
What?
Yeah, I know. I blew my mind too. Edmonton, -30 in the winter, has salamanders. That's like the only... It doesn't make any sense, but you find salamanders in your garage occasionally.
Oh, they look like creepy little fuckers, don't they?
Very odd.
All right. Now, can I just ask you about the coyotes, as you say?
Yes.
Now, when you're in Australia, were you calling them coyotes, or is this just since you got there?
I called them coyotes.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it appears as if everyone calls them coyotes, and I don't want to stand out more than I already do.
Right. And so...
But yeah, there's coyotes around, mate. If you left your cat out, they get eaten.
Are Canadians aware that we say coyotes?
Yeah, I do also think that there might be a part of this fair continent that says coyote as well.
Oh.
But I think it might be further south and east. But yeah, you do hear them both said.
Right.
It's not like but coyote appears to be the local nomenclature.
Right.
Either way, so my
No.
dog runs off.
Don't move off. We're sticking on.
Back to the
No.
coyotes.
Please, sorry. Go on.
So my dog runs off to my neighbour's front yard. I let the other one inside, and I hear a bit of kind of a scuffle, and then my dog runs back towards me, runs inside past me. I'm like, okay, maybe she had a go at a cat or a bunny, and the bunny scratched her or something.
Yeah.
She jumps on her bed and starts scratching her face. I'm making the motions now, but you can't see because it's a podcast.
You haven't caught whiff of anything yet.
No, but then as she sits down and starts doing that, I start to get a whiff, and I'm like, wow, that's weird. And I start texting my wife, and as I'm texting her, I get a series of caps lock yelling angry texts from her. Did someone get sprayed by a fucking skunk? What's that smell doing inside? Whatever it is, get it fucking outside. Mind you, she's in a different room. She has had experience with skunks before, so knows the smell. I didn't. I immediately got the dog outside, and then one of my elder daughter got up and was upset by it, which, all right. We went camping with our tent trailer a month or two ago. One of the things at local government campgrounds that they do is they have a Saturday night educational show for children each week, right? So you go camping, and then you all go to this like natural amphitheater outdoors, and some guy who works at the camp does something to teach you about the wilderness, right? And the one we had seen was fucking fantastic. I would give it a logie. Like, it's a one-man show by this awesome kind of camp worker, quite eccentric.
Yeah. Don't be a punk, avoid the skunk, that kind of thing, is it?
Forrest Skunk. And it is the story of Forrest Gump through the eyes of a skunk. Stinky is as Stinky does. And it's like, it was fantastic. And so since then, my daughter has been talking about skunks until the night of the skunk. And then she came out crying and going, I don't like skunks anymore, Daddy. This is horrible. It was intense. It was this, it's not often you get to the age of 38 and you smell a new smell. It was something I'd never smelled before. It was very natural yet very chemical.
Right.
And it hurt and pervasive. And so we went to the local Walmart at about 11 o'clock at night, dropped about $100 on like different smelling things for the house.
Right.
Putting candles in every room, spraying stuff everywhere.
Drama.
Hydrogen peroxide, shower the dog 4 times in a row at about midnight.
Right.
She still smelled a bit. And it's like it's gone, but you still occasionally get a whiff, and you don't know. I don't know if it's psychosomatic. I don't know what's going on. That seems to be the go. The old kind of wives' tale go was a tomato juice bath.
Right.
But everyone was like, no, that's old. Just give them the hydrogen treatment.
Also, how much tomato juice you got lying around for skunk issues?
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a new, pretty terrible experience. And I suppose it's dad related.
Yeah. So your wife had obviously had skunk run-ins before.
Not for some time. Apparently she and her dog got skunked.
Yeah.
The day before starting high school.
Yeah. Is that the Canadian version of the Ashton Kutcher show?
Yes, yeah. You got skunked. What was his show called? Punked. That's right. Yeah. Okay, now I get you. Yeah. Wow, that was...
Oh, well, hello.
Sharky.
What's going on?
Not too much, mate. You just missed my skunk story.
Well, hang on. Oh, yeah, I've still got skunk questions.
Okay, go ahead with your skunk question.
All right, brief recap we go.
Excellent.
He was bringing his dogs in. One of them went fossicking about for a minute, then ran inside, started messing with its face. Everyone started smelling skunk gear. Now that all sorts of dramas getting rid of skunk smell. That's the 20-second version.
Insane. It's intense. It is persistent and noxious.
So, tell me about skunks. Have you seen skunks around your yard?
They're a quite elusive creature. That we know they're there. You see them occasionally, briefly in the shadows, off in the distance. But
backyard shadows,
and they have babies. Your backyard shadows and front yard shadows.
Wow.
They don't have the city I live in. We don't have front yard fences anywhere.
Mm.
So it's just you have a backyard fence. Your backyard is kind of like off, but the front is just a free for all. There's just like out the front of my house, there's grass from that end of the street to that end of the street.
We're aware of it.
And
We have
everyone
it
has
that
a
in
park.
Australia.
But don't you have like fences? I remember when I lived in Australia, we had front yard fences. Right?
I think maybe that's an inner city thing.
Really? I mean, sure, maybe in the deep country you don't
Well,
have
think
front
back
yard
to your
fences.
last house.
So we have a speckling of fences in.
Yeah, what do you mean think back to my last house? Yeah, it had front yard fences.
Did it?
To divide from the next property?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like along the fronter.
So
No, I mean
side
like
fences. We're talking side fences as opposed to an actual.
any fences.
All right.
There's nothing out the front. It's just grass every direction, and then a road.
Just give me a second.
So,
Fences. There we go. That gets our 20 mentions of fences up. We can move on.
good.
Oh, sweet. We're going to get paid. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry.
Thank
Yeah.
gosh.
So where was that going about having no fences?
Don't really remember. Oh, seeing skunks in the shadows.
yes.
Occasionally you do it out the front.
Both
because
backyard
there's
and
no
front yard
fences to
shadows.
obscure your view. Yeah, exactly. So yes, they are there. I remember seeing a news report at the beginning of our summer, that said there was a higher percentage of them and they were having babies in the inner city.
Right.
So I assume I should have took heed to that early summer story that in late summer I would encounter one.
The urban skunk.
Yeah.
The urban skunk.
I'm trying to imagine this. Like what? Where do they go? Why can you only see them fleetingly?
They live in dens and they are semi-nocturnal.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
And they make dens under people's decks. That seems to be the go.
Bastards.
Yeah.
And
But they don't skunk their own house. So if they make a den under your deck, you're sweet. Because they're not going to skunk anywhere near you.
and what's your dog been like since then?
Doesn't care. Looking for more
Stinky.
skunks to harass. Yeah, she still smells. Her face smells.
Right.
It's a really weird smell.
well,
It's really weird. Really different.
Are there YouTube videos or is there anything
Of my dog getting skunked, I did not have the time.
of how
all your CCTV that you got.
of how to get rid of skunk stench?
Oh yeah, but also the great thing is like it happened, and then I was just kind of swept aside. The people who live here know exactly what's going on.
The
One of our
Canadians took
neighbours,
over.
like my wife, put it in the local mums group chat, and like several people showed up with different things to help out.
Oh,
Peroxide,
Yep.
hydrogen peroxide. You shower them in that. But some
Cloves?
also like a bit of rubber garlic clove on their heads. No, none of that. But that could work. But yeah, it's just kind of in your house. You just got to kind of out smell it. So lots of candles and other things, smelly things.
so you don't
And
get
all
another
of it-
skunk to skunk the skunk.
Yeah, but you do. But you have to get the son of the one that's got yours because that's the only like neutralizing skunk smell is of the same family, and it's hard to
the
find it.
skunk. So you grab another skunk and rub its ass in the skunk's face.
Yeah,
the
it's
first
like
phase.
a negative and a positive. They just
Yeah, exactly.
cancel each other out.
I did once find out through quite a weird story on a Bucks party where a mate of mine got stung on his face. I don't know if stung's the word, by a catfish, right? And it messed him up real good. And he was like getting photosensitive and was not feeling good. Like he was poisoned by the fish. And we eventually took him to hospital. Actually, after the Bucks party had finished, we had to wait till we had had fun, but then took him to the hospital. And the doctor said, yeah, that's fine. Next time that happens, you can get rid of it immediately if you rub the goo from the fish's belly on the place it happened. But it has to be the same fish. They have a neutralizing goo on their own belly that gets rid of their barb sting.
That sounds like,
Yeah.
again, an old wives' tale.
Insane.
Is that
Apparently true.
if they barb the wrong fish and then they just kind of go up and give them
Maybe
a
if
bit
they
of a belly
accidentally
rub?
barb a child. Yeah, if they barb one of their own.
Can you grab any
they can
catfish, or
barb
do you
them.
have to find the one that got you?
No, find the one that got them. They were very specific about that.
How did they
It
know
is.
that? Did someone rub another catfish's belly goo on their face
That's
and
it.
died
Things got worse.
immediately?
Yeah, yeah.
Like their head
Oh,
exploded.
no.
Don't do that
I
again.
got the wrong fish. Yeah.
Like, I don't feel uneducated. I didn't know about the tent trailers. You'll hear about that another time, Ben.
I bought a tent trailer.
I didn't know about the
It's fantastic.
prevalence of Canadian skunk, and
Not that prevalent.
and now I don't even know how a catfish gets you.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting chat so far.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I've got some more catfish questions.
Okay, go back to the catfish question.
So you're on a Bucks weekend.
On a houseboat.
Right. Excellent. Right. Missed
Yes.
that piece of information.
Yep.
That gets us closer to the
help.
fish.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep. There you go. Yep. 6 a.m. Not much sleep has occurred from anyone.
Yep.
We're fishing off the back of the boat.
Excellent.
Someone reels in a catfish. One of my mates thinks, great idea, hit the catfish while it's still on the line towards another friend of mine. Doesn't realize what's going to happen. The barb goes through the outside of his nose and pierces the septum. So he's got a rather large hole in his face, and the goo has done its goo thing. We pull it out with a pop sound and throw the
You
fish
made
back.
the pop sound, or it made the pop sound?
Pull it out, then we all went, yeah. And then threw it back stupidly rather
my
than
God.
keeping it for its
You didn't
precious
know?
goo.
You didn't
I know.
know?
Should have known about the goo. And then, things started to deteriorate. And we had that great discussion you have as 12 other blokes when one's gone down with a maybe serious injury. Should we take him ashore to the hospital? Let's give it another half hour. And then continually give it another half hour. And he got a little better.
You could just putter slowly towards the shore just in case during that half hour, couldn't you?
I think puttering slowly was probably the only safe thing we could have done anywhere at that time.
Has that man's wife / girlfriend / significant other ever actually believed the story of the blown septum on a Bucks weekend was done by a catfish?
That is a very... If it were not for photographic evidence, she perhaps would not have. But I think there was photographic evidence also of him blowing his septum in other ways that weekend. So I think it could have been anything. The fish attached to his face. Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong about this. I equate catfish with usually quite shallow streams.
You're wrong.
Okay,
Where
good.
do you get that?
I don't know.
It was a really nice weekend. We lost. It was a pretty well. This has turned into that Bucks party story, but we lost a guy at night swimming. Lost him.
Have we found him?
Found him in the morning on a beach. Yeah. Thank God.
Oh, you okay? Sorry, you found him in the morning on the beach.
Yeah. No, it's not still lost. But yeah. So I'm always weirded out by the lack of front fencing. There seems to be no designation between whose yard is whose, other than your kind of like mow line.
That was going to be my question. Tell me about the mow line.
No, you have a mow line. You establish a mow line. Like that seems to be the only, and you base it on the kind of where your backyard fence starts from, pretty much.
But hang on.
I'm sure. Yeah, go on.
Do you?
Go on.
How strict are you on that?
On the mow line?
Yeah.
Front mow line?
Does it depend on the relationship?
Yeah, I have a good relationship with both my neighbours, so I don't know. But I'm sure that there are disputes citywide based on mow lines.
Yeah, but what I mean is if you've got a good relationship where you go a bit over theirs, just help them out a little? Or
no, once again, there's a dad on that side, a dad on that side. It would be seen as bad practice.
Bad
they both have different mowing styles to me. And there's different mowing implements. Bloke on the left, bit older than me. His kids would be in their mid-20s. He has it he's got all the toys. He's got it down pat.
He's got a scythe.
He's got I hope he has a scythe. I'm sure he has a scythe somewhere. But no, he has some pretty fancy mower equipment. He gets it done pretty good. It's pretty nice out there. Bloke on that side is a teacher and about 5 years younger than me. His mowing style is a bit more chaotic.
Right.
It's less consistent, different times, different directions.
Is he an edge first or an edge second mower?
He would be an edge second mower. There isn't much
Makes
edge
sense.
first in this fair country.
Wow.
No, I know.
Canadians are edge seconders.
There is a lot of edge second here.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a hangover from the winter and snow edging, because that's a big thing. Don't Google snow edging. I don't know what the hell's going on.
That was back to the Bucks party again.
Yeah. But because So that's another thing too. You have winter mowing duties, which is snow removal, right?
Mm.
And weirdly, I wouldn't mow my neighbour's lawn or that, but quite often if I'm out there first doing the snow, I'll get his walks and his walks.
That's fine. That you can't really mess that up, can you? But
Not really.
You can accidentally gouge a bit of lawn out and lose a lot of face. You're
Absolutely.
going over into
When you
someone's
say you can't mess that up, I agree you can't mess it up, but there is a quite weird older bloke about 5 houses down there who all winter shovels his snow into the park across the street. No one else does this. Traditionally, you just shovel it onto your own grass kind of thing,
Right.
or the road, but that's a bit of a dick move.
Yeah.
So, but this bloke...
Got cars sliding out all in front of your house all the time.
Absolutely. But this bloke picks it up, takes it across to the park, which is not an easy feat and not a comfortable thing to do in -30. But yeah. And I've talked to him about it and he says he's watering the plants. I'm like, it's fucking snowing over there too.
What
I don't
does
know.
that
In like 3 months when it thaws out.
Can you just say, listen, I've been thinking about what you said and you're lying to me?
He's
Old man,
weird,
what are you
He's
burying?
a weird dude and also real big dude. I reckon he's like 6'6".
Yeah.
So I don't really want to confront him about that.
Oh, you can.
He's not hurting anyone, right?
No,
He's
exactly.
not bringing it and putting it in your front yard.
Via con Dios, go with God, young man. Like, that's nothing wrong with that.
He's hurting our brains right now trying to work it out, though.
Look, can I just say something? I just want to tell you, having had very little experience with snow,
Yes.
I've been skiing once during school times, so that was nearly 30 years ago. And I feel like my only real experience outside of that with shoveling snow is actually reading Archie comics and seeing Reggie from the Archie comics put his snow shovel on a barbecue and heating it
Fantastic.
up prior to actually shoveling snow, which then made it cut through like butter. I've always remembered that, and I don't know why.
That's a good tip, though. I don't think I could get my Barbie working in the winter, though.
How did he do that?
It defies belief. Almost like a cartoon or a comic book.
Yeah, like someone drew it.
My strongest memory of the snow is on school trip, and for some reason, on that breakfast time, I couldn't get enough OJ. I drank about 8 glasses of OJ, and then we drove up the very long, windy road in the bus to the snowfields.
I know that road.
And I waited till we got to the top, and I sprayed the whole bus with orange vomit.
Oh, okay. I vomit. Skunk for me.
Oh,
Spray.
okay, yes.
It's just It's one of
Can't
those
get
things.
skunks off the mind.
That's an odd memory.
Yeah, I know. It's like I did some fast paced going downhill on the snow of some sort, but that's the strongest memory because why would you drink 8 glasses of orange juice? What good will ever come of that?
And I think prior to actually having the 8th glass of orange juice, I don't think you knew. So
7 is fine.
yeah, you've got the
same
7
question wasn't
multiple
asked at
times
7.
before.
Yeah.
Just I'm just going to push the envelope here.
Hey, do you like podcasts? Do you like live shows? Do you like the Swingin on the Flippity Flop podcast? A great 90s podcast?
Message incoming from Tuna Sandwich.
Introducing the Tuna Sandwich Experience. Rachel Barrett, Stuart Buckland. Saturday, October 5, 12 p.m. Stupid Old Studios, Brunswick. It's a live show. It's in Melbourne. Get there, the Cheerful Earful Podcast Festival.
As a return episode, let me think of some specific Canadian dadding things that are different over here. They're all a little too serious, the Canadian dads. I don't like that.
What does that mean?
I think it's just my problem with this place in general. They take themselves too seriously.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, and I once talked to a mate of mine here, and I voiced this opinion, and he'd had a few beers and gave the most concise reasoning and answer I'd ever had, and he said, "Yes, it gets very cold in the winter. You have to be serious or you'll die." And I was like, "Okay."
In all things,
like,
though?
yeah. Well, it just carries over. Like when you have 3 weeks of -30 in a row, I suppose you got to be serious. Can't joke about that.
That's
Like,
fair.
does their seriousness thaw out in the summertime, or is it?
Oh, what a great question. Thaw out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, they definitely are less serious in the summertime, but not to a noticeable extent.
Right.
They are still their seriousness continues over. They're more enjoyable.
So I've always understood Canadians to be quite pleasant and quite a lovely people.
Absolutely.
But have not realised that they have been as serious as you say.
Well, I suppose being pleasant doesn't necessarily mean, there's any humour there or any kind
That's
of.
true.
They're just, it's easier to be pleasant than not.
Well, true, but there's always been a comparison between Australians and Canadians being a very similar, of a similar ilk.
And I think deeply we are. There are the same values, mateship, beers, outdoors, sports. It's all pretty similar themes. But there is just utterly the lack of taking the piss out of each other over here. And I think that's what it is. Like, it's that Aussie thing where you can, or probably English as well, where you can be with 3 guys and just talking shit about a bloke for 20 minutes and then he leaves and as soon as he's gone and say, wow, what a good bloke that is. I love that guy so much kind of thing. But here they don't get that. It's not that kind of thing.
They don't. I suppose they don't enjoy the kind of trope of dadness either, like we do.
Go on.
Well, you're saying they're serious. Like, we get on here and have a bit of a laugh about all the silly dad things that dads do.
Yeah, absolutely. They still embrace dadness. There's definitely a Canadian dad trope. It's just a little different to the Aussie one. And I do think a lot of it comes down to weather.
It's just specifically keeping their children alive.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping their children and their family alive. House, like winter. So this weekend I'll be winterizing my house. That's a good Canadian dad thing.
Ooh.
So like I got a lot of work to do in the backyard and shit. So you got to put everything away. You got to take you got to put all your hoses away because if your hoses stay out and there's ice in them, the ice will freeze and then break the hose.
Oh yeah, you got a shattered hose.
Exactly, shattered hose. Fantastic phrase.
Good band name.
I have to clean up my garage and get it usable again because you just don't want to park outside in the winter here. So got to get the garage going. What else will I have to do? Dealing with dog excrement through the winter.
I was going to say dealing with dog, another good band name, but
just dealing with dog is fantastic. Dealing with dog through the winter in general is a big thing.
Right.
So first of all, my dogs, because they're Australian, don't love standing in the snow to do their business. So I have to kind of...
Is that because they're Australian or because it's just fucking cold?
Spanish dogs love shitting in the cold, from what I've heard.
It is known. I think what it is, because they're Australian, they're unfamiliar with the snow. All the other dogs here will stand on the snow and take a piss or a shit on the snow. My dogs won't.
Can I just take issue with this? How long's a dog's memory? You've been there for 2 years now. You think they remember being Australian?
I don't know. I don't think they remember it as being Australian per se. That would be quite a high level of intellect.
Do they turn to each other and go, fuck me, cop, bit bloody breezy here?
I hope they do. Either way, I think that their 9 years or so of life in a warmer climate sticks with them,
Right.
and they're still confronted by a foot of white stuff on the ground outside.
Fair enough.
The grass here is weak. It's weak compared to Australia.
Oh, shit. He said it. He's
Yeah,
fucking
it
said
is.
it.
It's weak. Well, it's that thing where, like, in Australia, a dog can piss on your lawn. It may give it a bit of a yellow tinge occasionally,
Yeah.
but like not. We have a hearty, a cooch or something. Here, a dog pisses on your lawn, you get a yellow spot. Hearty Cooch, another good band name. Hearty
No,
Cooch.
I was enjoying how serious Ben was listening to you then. Sorry, while we stopped, Richard is very politely waiting for a pause to say hello, I think. So, Richard, you've joined.
I have. I got a raging growler that I came in right on some cooch talk.
Yes.
So
Well, of course.
my Kikuyu is looking very fine at the moment, I've got to say.
Oh,
I did the lawn reno, so I'm kicking goals. How you doing, mate? It's been a very long time.
Good to hear you,
since I've
mate.
seen you.
It has been some fair time. I'm doing good, mate. You can catch up on most of it by listening to the beginning of this episode. But
I will. Don't you worry.
well, that'll be a first.
I'm
No, that's a
loving
lie.
Dad. Yeah, you won't. I'll send you a text with some info. I'm loving dad life. I'm dad to 2 now. I don't remember if we had that last time.
Double dad. Oh, no,
Yeah,
just one
double
dad.
One dad. Yeah, double dad.
They do things differently in Canada.
I bought a tent trailer and my dog got sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you've missed.
Oh, spray paint. That's very deadly. We'll definitely go back to this one.
There's a fair bit of catfish chat as well.
Fair bit of
The
catfish
animal, not
stuff.
the
The animal, not
deceptive concept.
the verb.
Not the verb, yeah. I will.
I need more animals as verbs.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
I got skunked on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of works.
Yeah. I've said that numerous times.
Sprayed in the
this
face.
week. Yeah.
Have you been moosed?
Moosed.
Ooh. Good
That
question.
feels like a euphemism of some sort. I don't know what. It
Sounds like you can't do that on television gag.
Oh, he got moosed.
Look it up, kids, and look it up.
I will continue and finish this story about the winter dog issue. So the
Sorry,
grass. Don't
it was
be.
riveting.
The grass is weak here.
Yes.
So if it gets the sniff or look of dog piss, it goes yellow, right? Like it just shit out.
Yeah.
And so what I have to do is choose a different spot of my grass each winter to continually shovel to give the dogs a place to do their business. The best thing about it, you got to stay on top of it, which is hard because you get into those minus 35 and you don't want to go out and get the poops. But if you don't, then poops get covered in snow, and then come springtime, the snow melts and there's this horrible malaise of poop down there. But the good thing is shoveling poop in the winter is great because it goes rock solid after about 15 minutes.
Can't you, go out there midwinter with a baseball bat and just, or a golf club even, and just
Cane toad it.
cane toad
That's
those frozen turds?
Here we go.
Yes,
That's another great animal verb.
Yep.
Cane toad. Yeah,
Cane toading.
fantastic. Yes, but that is said purely like 3 Australians who don't understand the logistics of frozen. So you could definitely golf club it, but it would leave. It would get the top half of it, but there would still be a frozen poop imprint on the ground,
Right.
which then, when melted, would become a poop spill zone kind
I've
of
seen
thing.
you play golf, mate. Digging a divot and getting the rest of that out won't be
I
any
could
problem
go
for you, mate.
yeah, fair. Yeah.
Imagine
Ooh.
pulling those clubs out of the garage
Yes.
in the
Yeah,
middle
they
of
love
summer.
golf over
You
here
know,
too. Fuck.
go and play some
Yeah,
golf. You've got frozen turd all over the face of your driver.
I think you've still got the problem of where the poop's going to. Like you just kind of get the pitching wedge out and going for the next door neighbour, and you're taking a driver and going further down the street. Like,
Well, it's going to be easy with my front yard. As we learned earlier, we have no fences here, but in the backyard, we're fenced in. So, yeah, you'd be going for the next door neighbour, I think.
Can't you take a leaf out of that old bloke's book and just 5-iron them straight across the road into the park?
Exactly. My thoughts
I
exactly,
don't think
Stu.
I could 5-iron. I know my house. I don't think I could 5-iron a frozen dog poop across the park from here.
Oh, is it
I
more
will
of a
give it go and
3-iron?
Record it this winter, though.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. I'll give it a red hot go. They don't really poop out the front that much in winter either.
Aren't you in
Out the back,
control
and
of
they're
where they
going out
poop?
for minimal. I got to put. But it's a fucking palaver getting them out in the winter. You got to put boots on them, and boots on a greyhound is not easy.
Right.
Like
Another good band name.
Boots on a
boots on a
It's
greyhound.
not greyhounds.
Well,
Are there many
and-
greyhounds that like surely the lack of body fat affects the greyhound
Yeah.
more than any
Absolutely.
other animal.
I'm amazed
no,
you haven't
no,
snapped in
They're the other
half.
breed.
Yeah, we sit at our large picture window in the front room and watch the lovely huskies walk by with no boots or jackets on, and they're like, "Why can't we do that?" And I'm like, "Well, because we'll die."
Yeah.
Boots on a greyhound sounds like an English word for like a breakfast food.
Yeah, exactly. That you do not
yes.
want.
I'll have the boots on a greyhound, thanks.
Boots on a
The
greyhound.
greyhound for breakfast today, are you?
Yeah, exactly.
All
yeah,
right.
exactly. There you go. Hey, bored, Gargy. Just some boots on a greyhound.
All right. Now,
I
coming.
don't know why it's just scousing all of a sudden, but for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
went there and we're going to own
I
it.
stuck with it. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, logistics of winter, and we're coming into it pretty quick. About 2 weeks ago,
I was
it
gonna
nice.
say.
Now the mornings are about 3 or 4 degrees, and it's getting darker a lot quicker. So that's one thing over here, because we're so far north. You can really tell the changing of the season by how quickly it gets dark.
Right.
Mm.
It changes. I look at it. The most I've seen is 3 minutes in one day.
Yes.
So like the sunset will be 3 minutes earlier the following day, which
Fuck.
is mortality right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like it's just there.
It's
For
coming
those
right
that
at
don't
us.
know, Monty's in Edmonton, which is quite north in Canada.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
far north. Although it's one of those really weird ones when you look at it on a map. It's not that much further north than London.
Yeah, it's tricky though. It
I don't
doesn't.
know how that works.
Yeah.
I don't feel
Parallax
feels a
error.
lot further north. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
is this your third winter, Canadian winter, or fourth?
Yes, in a row. Like I did 2 back about a decade ago, but I was young and
Okay.
not a dad.
Well, tell us what we want to know. You just said the grass is weak there. So, how
Yes.
do you prep your lawn for a Canadian winter?
Yeah, it is. It's not just the lawn; it's any plant in your backyard. Other than the large, I've got 2 large trees. One big one out the front. It's a big pine, and one big kind of. It's not a spruce. I don't know what it is out the back, but
You
they lose all
you're
the
in your-
leaves except the pine. Pine doesn't. He keeps his leaves.
You do
during
keep
the winter.
looking up like you're actually outside looking up at the tree.
No, I'm in my basement, and we have small windows to the front, and
Oh, I
I'm
see.
looking
Okay.
directly at my pine right
Right.
there. I don't know why. Looking at it visually doesn't help me with any of this, but you just want
Well,
to.
it gave us an
But,
impression of how tall it is, though, at least.
So it is an interesting one because you need to grow things that grow quickly and big every summer, right? So our left side fence line, the left doesn't matter, but we grow hops down the whole thing because they grow very fast and they cover it and it looks like you got greenery. So what you have to do with them is wait till they freeze, which is fun, and then you can just kind of peel them off the wall. It's pretty easy.
Right.
So you got to wait till they freeze. Everything else you kind of have to kill and turf. The grass, there's no prepping for the winter. It's going to die.
Okay.
It just dies under the snow because there's going to be snow on it for 5 months.
Right.
Like
So-
there's nothing to
So
prep.
all the locals don't have, all these things you can do skunk style to prep your lawn, like all these.
Just say you
special-
don't fertilise before the first snow, and then it sits there dormant, waiting for the sun to come through, and you get a bit of action going on there. So it's kind of like that.
With the far north I am and the consistence of the cold temperatures, the ground freezes for about a meter. So like there's not like yeah, it's really cold. And yeah, so even if you were to do that, it would freeze and then come back, which it probably would work. I could try that, but I don't know what would happen. I could try that. So just like scatter.
Well, I'm
scatter
saying like
nutrients.
okay. So what I'm saying is like, okay, I've just done the lawn reno. So you do it. So I'm thinking kind of beginning of autumn. Give yourself a good aerate. Give yourself a good fertilizer. Snow comes down on top. Snow melts down. You've already aerated, so all the water's seeping into your lawn along with the fertilizer that you put down there. And then you've got this amazing spring growth coming straight through, and you're sitting happy on top of your neighbours.
It's like frozen
Well,
peas. You seal the freshness in.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that that what you just described pretty much happens without the need for nutrients, as there is so much water, and then immediately, well, not immediately, but we quickly move to very high sunshine. No one has any problems with the grass coming back, except in the weak spots where the dogs have pissed on it. So everything comes back pretty good. It just dies over winter and then comes back real good, except the place. So I've tried numerous things. 2 winters ago, I made a path around the backyard that I kind of shoveled the whole way, so it went around the backyard fence. And then I realized when we started summer, like all of that was dead, and that took a while to get back, and that's a hard spot to get back because of the light issues with fences. So now what I do is I have a spot just in front of my deck that I kind of get for them. It dies, and then we got to do a bit of like surgery beginning of summer to get him back. But that by about midsummer, I've got that patch back.
I'm beginning to understand why you've had no time to be on the podcast for the last 2 years.
Oh,
It's all
And why everyone's so
no
fucking
work.
serious over here? Because you got a lot to do.
One of the things that I don't understand is like if you're that close to death all the time, why are we living there?
I ask everyone who'll listen all the time, why did this become a town? Why? There's no real like natural resource. Oh yeah,
Snow.
back oil, a shitload of it.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
that's
Oh yeah, the ice hockey
that
track.
one.
oil and stubbornness.
yeah. Yeah.
Stubbornness and oil.
We had a very scary one last summer, which probably scared me more than anyone else. But we got an emergency alert. It was a particularly cold week. It was minus 36, something like that, right? Got an alert about 5 p.m. So it's pitch black. 5 p.m. on the phone saying high probability of rolling blackouts. Prepare your house for, which is like that's death over here. If it's a blackout for a while.
Yeah.
Like I'm ripping up all the wood in the house and burning it in the basement.
What are you meant to do to
keep us
prepare?
alive. I don't know. We got like torches, blankets, and jackets and stuff, and made a room in the basement that we were gonna keep warm.
Right. You are
I was scared.
You're
Like,
just
I was
surviving
legit
on
scared.
fart power at that point.
A lot of fart power.
Just everyone in one room, fart as much as you can. Keep it as hot as possible in here.
It's a game here too to wait as long as possible to turn your furnace on.
Yeah.
It's we're getting lows of about probably 4 degrees at the moment. I haven't turned it on yet. I want to. No one, everyone else is like, yeah, we got another 10 degrees to go before we have to turn the furnace on. So,
Can I just confirm? Are we talking Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Celsius.
He's talking
All
Celsius,
over
mate.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it will at least 2 or 3 times this winter get to the point where it doesn't matter. They're the exact same.
Yeah.
And that's minus 41, where they're the exact same.
I suppose in a rolling blackout situation, you'd be quite happy to have your dogs down there shitting and in the room with you. Get a nice warm steaming pile going in the room.
I don't think it would be that warm anymore.
Be warm for a
I
minute.
think it's called the thermal mass.
Yeah, thermal mass is good.
Girl, do the thing of rubbing your hands over the top of it.
And eating a greyhound, if it came to it, not great.
You'd be done in 3 minutes.
Right? Yeah, nothing to eat on a greyhound. I have found myself, one of the things I dislike about here, and it's particularly this province, they're very right-wing here. It's very odd.
Right.
There is a lot of fuck Trudeau stickers around,
Yeah,
like large ones. There is a very large hatred for our Prime Minister in this fair province. It's weird.
Right. Does the conservatism of people affect you much?
I don't like the fuck Trudeau stickers. Like, as much as I hate a politician, I'm not going to put a big sticker on the back of my truck that says fuck them. I think that's a bit rough.
Does it affect small talk with locals?
Yeah.
I guess the
somewhat.
question:
I
How are you actually going to fuck him? Like, what's
Yeah, right? What's your
preferred?
What was your... There you go. He's a handsome fella. But also, I'm like, what was the thought process in buying the sticker? He will be out of office at one point.
Yeah.
The sticker will become unnecessary. And
Well, then you're just going to have
probably
the
be a
outline
fuck.
of the sticker when you peel it off
There
the
you
back of your
go.
car.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone will remember that great summer when we fucked Trudeau.
I mean, but
Are they going to fuck him with the
sticker at
car?
the moment? talking around Albanazzi at the moment. And I'm like,
Oh,
guys, do you understand
Mm.
Wow.
the way that politics works? Like Albanazzi, it's not a very clever pun. Like it's kind of, I can understand where you're coming from, but probably, if you want to talk about scary dictator-like figures, just Mr. Dutton. And
Yeah.
I think you're a little bit closer to the mark
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah,
Lord Voldemort himself is kind of...
split his soul into 6 Horcruxes, that fella.
Can I just go back to the bumper stickers for a minute? Now, you see some really old cars that have bumper stickers that I reckon are on from the 80s, even still. You ever see these cars getting around?
Like vote one Reagan kind of vibe. Like,
Well, not from the 80s. Reagan. I thought you said ray gun.
No, the original ray gun.
All right. Well, it won't be long. She'll be going for a teal seat before you know it.
There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of bumper sticker action over here too. I highly dislike bumper stickers. I think it's a very odd place to express your beliefs.
Yeah.
At the back of your car.
It's a really good way to get your car stolen or fucked up some way. Like, I just keep everything. I don't want to advertise anything about my life on my car.
Surely, if Trudeau saw it, he'd break your window. Like,
So you don't draw attention to your car. I like to pretend the reason I've had a series of shitty cars throughout my life is so that I don't have to ever worry about anyone taking any notice of them or interest in them.
that's fair.
mm.
As an Australian in Canada, were you getting much ray gun flack?
Yep, a whole lot. Yeah, yeah, a
Really?
real lot of that. Yeah.
Even the Canadians gave a shit about that.
Oh yeah, it was big over here.
She's got some answering to do for Australians in minority situations across the world.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Like, honestly, I don't disagree with that whatsoever.
Yeah. However, I didn't get the kudos for the Fox sisters over here. Like,
Right.
no one was coming up and saying, "Hey, congrats on those Fox sisters." You know, like, it's always, it's that old joke. You fucked one sheep. Like, it's, come on, let's like, give me the good stuff as well, please.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
Ray
listen,
gun.
the night gets old. Any dad stuff you want to cram in before we leave? That's an open question.
Well, can I just ask a question quickly? And I don't want it to be a big thing, but how do we go on Father's Day? What were our tacky Father's Day presents? This is like a tradition I was hanging out for. I never really got
nice one.
because
I'd forgotten.
I got a mustache soap, which I think is the worst present ever.
Sorry,
That's
soap
pretty good.
for your mustache or mustache shaped soap?
Mm.
Or
is
is
it
it what
both?
I thought? I thought it was soap for my mustache until I opened the packet and it was mustache shaped soap. And it was just a normal soap. And the big ticket item, I think, this year, which I saw everywhere, is a cooling towel. Did
Oh, yeah.
anyone receive a cooling towel? It is literally a cloth, and they've put it into a funky container and make it shaped like a dog and put some googly eyes on it and said, "This is a dad's cooling towel."
Is it like a
And
chamois?
now less than a chamois. It is literally about a 20 by 20 centimeter
Oh,
Misha's playing.
microfiber cloth,
Yeah, Misha's playing netball.
and they're calling this the dad cooling towel.
Oh, right.
And they're flogging that off for $5 a piece. It is like the biggest scam I've ever seen in my life. That was my two presents: a mustache soap and a cooling towel. So
I have big news. Father's Day is a different day over here.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
That's also a problem.
Yeah,
So
I
crazy.
think-
Is it in June or
Ridiculous.
something?
Yeah, it's like the opposing. It's like the same seasonally as you, which is weird.
No,
Mother's
that's
Day's
not
the
June,
same
then.
here.
That would be.
It'd be like February. No, March over here. Something like that.
Well, when's Mother's
March or
Day?
April. I don't remember. I should.
I'm not sure. We're not on the mother's
Yeah, there
mother's
you go.
pants.
I was just
Mother pants,
worried
yeah.
about proximity to Father's Day because
yeah,
get
Mother
taken
Pants gets a very different audience.
Hang on. I for Father's Day, I bought myself two presents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought myself a pair of runners
Oh,
Very
yeah.
happy with those. And I also bought myself a case of red wine.
Oh, well,
Fantastic.
there you go. Well, he's getting
To be
into
used
that
in
weekend.
conjunction.
What red are you into these days, Wiggins?
Hang on. I just had two questions there. I had what red am I into these days? So I'm drinking Shiraz mainly, but then with a Cab Sav.
And my one
Chaser.
was to be used in conjunction when you get back from the run. Just put away a bottle of wine. Yep.
Indeed. I'm actually just going to bed and I'm putting the red wine into the shoes to hold it. Yeah, that's
A
what
shoey.
I'm using
Yeah.
them for. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you could do you could always. I won't say that.
Buckland, did you get any incredibly tacky Father's Day present? Oh, you're a bit beyond that now, I suppose. Or is it?
Bloody
Are you
duh.
level 2?
No, my wife still gets me something and pretends it's from the kids, and we go through this ridiculous farce where we pretend they put in any effort whatsoever, and they haven't at all. And I do the same for her on Mother's Day. I don't fucking know why we bother with this. No one,
I hate it.
they don't care.
I say it to Tony every year, and I said, "Look, we're just not doing it, and I'm not buying you anything. You're not buying me anything, and that's fine. I'm quite happy with that."
It's not even that.
The shit presents are great. Like, I'm more than happy. I'd much prefer a tacky macaroni
Yeah.
card.
It's
Give
not
me a
even
small,
that. Like,
small
I'm happy
set
to
of
exchange
pocket
gifts.
wrenches. Give me those.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to exchange gifts. I'm happy to give a present to my wife and say thank you for being such a great mother to the children. But just let's skip this bit where we pretend that the children gave a fuck what you bought and were involved somehow. Let's skip that. I got the same thing I get every year: some cologne and 3 curly whirlies.
Ooh.
That's good. One from each member of the household.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
and
We had a Mother's Day issue the other day, actually. My 3-year-old daughter, who must have been 2 at the time, drew a picture for my wife for Mother's Day at like kindy, and it was a fantastic picture. It was just colours on a piece of paper, just that kind of thing. And then the teacher had written "Happy Mother's Day" down the bottom, and my wife threw it out the other day. Right, like was in the bin about 8 at night before bed. My daughter August comes up with the paper to Mum and says, "I found this in the bin.
Oh, no.
Why were you throwing out? This is for you. I made it for you for Mother's Day."
Oh, no.
And it said, "Oh, wow, how did it get in the bin? We'll put it back up on the fridge." So
Naughty
it's back on the
dogs.
fridge. I don't
Daddy
think
must
it's
have
going
done
anywhere.
that.
It's got some
Yeah,
cabbage
exactly.
on it now as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Naughty,
exactly.
naughty
In the
dogs.
stink bin. Mm.
yes.
wow.
All right. Well, I need to
On
go
that
sleepy boo boos.
I got to go wake up some children and a wife.
Yes. Monty, it's good to know you're alive. It's good to know that you're dadding.
I live.
It's good to have you back and talking to the Dad Pants people. And yes, we shall do it again.
It was fantastic. I'm so happy to be back, and we should do it again.
Yeah.
Get this rolling again. I'm at a new stage of dadding, and I need advice.
Oh,
It's no longer keeping them alive. It's now teaching them morals and right and wrong. It's tough.
Oh, you've come to the wrong
That's what we're all about here.
well, it's probably the right time for some fresh questions because we're just now stuck in a point where all our episodes are about how annoyed we are with our family that they don't keep to our schedules.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And law.
Well,
We're
Yeah.
all about the law.
All right.
Lovely to
Good
see you,
night,
Montgomery.
everybody.
And you.
This is an Angry Chimp podcast.